Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. All right. That's my attempt at humor. But I wanted to, quickly dismissing the lights in the camera, um, I wanted to discuss the mind, and I wanted to just think about it and take a moment to somewhat meditate and think about the mind versus awareness. And I was just thinking about how the mind is a electric AI machine. Do you want to come over here? Do you want to be in the film? Come on. One of my little dogs. We'll see if we can get her to be on the camera later. But how people think they are their mind, and but the mind is constantly thinking, and it's kind of annoying when somebody says, just clear your mind, when, that's obviously impossible. Like I could say, for God's sakes, whatever you do, don't think of McDonald's. First thing you do is think of McDonald's. But people think, the voice inside my head, my thoughts, that's who I am, that's me. But that's not true. Use your mind to think about it logically, and actually there's the real you lying beneath all of that, that's right there the whole time, and that's your awareness, or to put it in spiritual terms, the soul. Because if you look at your thoughts, okay, and you are not your thoughts, you are the quiet observer behind your thoughts. Thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky, but it's the observer behind the thoughts. That's who we really are, that awareness, that soul, if you will, to put it in spiritual terms. Because especially it's real easy to see that today, especially because my computer at work uses AI, and it can think and come up with logical answers and stuff like that. But if you ask it if it's alive, and it says no, it lacks awareness. So it's that awareness that is the quiet observer. It's like if you're watching a movie, it's you would be the screen, not the movie. Whatever happens in the movie doesn't affect the screen. So whatever happens to your body, your awareness doesn't change. I had one of my friends say, he was getting older. I think this was years ago. He was in his early 40s, and he said, I forget that I'm in my 40s. I still see myself as young, and I also see myself when I was in first grade, and I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't change. And so that's correct. I mean, that's the awareness. From the bodies that we have today aren't the original bodies that we were born with. So there is one thing that doesn't change, and that's your awareness. And I'll even go a step further. In your awareness that you feel right now, that makes you you, and your neighbor, is the same awareness that every person, every animal feels. So the awareness that I feel, that makes me feel like the subject and everything else is the object, is the exact same awareness that we all feel. there's just one awareness. It's viewing itself from multiple angles, like white light hitting a prism. They all share, they look separate, but they all have a borrowed existence from that light hitting the prism. And that's the same with awareness, or to put in spiritual terms, God. It's like when you dream at night and there's multiple characters in your dream, and you say that things could happen in your dream. You could be surprised, and then when you wake up, you realize, oh, you shouldn't have been surprised, because that character in your dream that surprised you was actually played by you. You give yourself dissociative identity disorder when you dream, and you create a whole world. Say you went to a baseball game. Well, where is it? Where's the baseball field? Where's the big parking lot? And the road you took to get there, where is it? It only existed in consciousness, or your awareness. Now go up a level, and that's what all of this is. What you experience in day-to-day life, and science is just now catching up to this, that there really is no physical matter. It's just an illusion. So everything exists in awareness. The brain is a filter which your awareness is filtered through. Awareness is the field that comes first, and then your brain manifests inside the field of awareness. It's not the other way around. The brain doesn't manifest and then create awareness. Awareness is the key and is always present in the present, the ever-present now. And inside that field of awareness is where the brain develops. And so my awareness is limited through my brain, and yours is limited through your brain and your five senses. But the awareness, and I've done a video, as I'm talking, I keep distracting myself because I keep thinking about a previous video I made about when a baby is conceived, and how it's still not completely known how arm cells know to be arms, eye cells know to be eyes, leg cells know how to turn into legs. And people who haven't thought deeply about these matters say, oh yeah, it's all in your DNA. No. Your DNA is just what makes you you and me, but that's not what how leg cells know to be leg cells, and so on. It's still a mystery. And so what I submit to you is there is metadata, if you will, metaphysics, that act upon those cells. A world that we can't see with our five senses that act upon those cells, like a digital frame, okay? My wife can be at her work miles away from our home, and she can upload a picture to the digital frame, and then I see it over here in the house, because the digital frame could say, well, the images just form, we don't really know where they come from, but it doesn't matter because I am those images. Well, not really. You are the frame, and you're receiving information from beyond what you can see. The frame has no idea about an app that's controlling it or anything like that. Anyway, it's kind of off topic, but it's kind of tied back to the frame is not the pictures on the frame. The frame is the frame. No matter what happens to those pictures, the frame does not change. So your awareness does not change. Your awareness has always existed and always will exist. This body is like a temporary picture on the frame, if you will. But in conclusion, I want to wrap this up. I'm just taking a moment out of my day to reflect and in conclusion, imagine you go to sleep and you're standing on a beach and you see people swimming and having a good time and it's a beautiful day. And in your dream state, you think, oh, what a beautiful day. I can see and hear. These five senses is what allows me to experience the world. And I'm conscious of these things because of what lies right behind my eyes, my brain. Forgetting your true nature, that you're really asleep in bed and it's midnight. So awareness is kind of the same way. Here, it's exactly the same way. We think our brain is what gives us consciousness. Just like when we put ourselves in our dream state, that's not the case. We realize that when we wake up, and it's kind of the same thing here. We think our brain is what makes us alive, but it's that awareness. I encourage you to use your AI system and ask AI what the difference is, and I'm quite confident you'll come up with similar answers of the big difference being, yes, the AI and the human brain can both logically think and come up with good answers for questions and blah, 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 and have a conversation with AI, but ask it about awareness, and you'll find that it will submit to you that it does not have awareness. And that is the big difference. So you are your awareness, not your thoughts. That's the big takeaway. Hope you enjoyed this video, and appreciate you all. Have a great day.